Today we'll be talking about how to photograph a hotel. Recently, I did a photo shoot for a hotel here at Ikoyi Lagos State, Nigeria, and through the process, of course, I got some lessons which I want to share with you today. Before we get into the lessons, I want to let you know that I've already broken down this particular video in different modules, so you can check the timestamps either on the video here or the description. So first of all, let's talk about the camera and the gears that I used for this particular session. So I had the Canon USR and of course the Canon M50. These are the two camera bodies I took for this session. But being that we'll be photographing a hotel and I knew that the Canon USR is going to handle noise level and high ISO more than the Canon M50, I decided to use the Canon USR body for the entire session, Then coming to the lensings, before this particular time, I have the Sigma 85 1.4 and then the Canon 50mm 1.8. So being that I'll be photographing a hotel, I had to actually buy a new lens altogether. So I bought a Canon 17 to 40mm f4 lens. Later on in this particular channel, I'll be reviewing this particular lens in question because this lens really, it performed beyond my expectation. It really did, all right? Now, when it comes to taking photos of hotels, we're talking about the interiors, the staff, and every other thing. Let's talk about the interiors first, the hotel rooms. While going to the session, I had with me the Godox AD600BM and then some couple of speed light flashes. But I went to the hotel and I saw that all the rooms that were involved actually were well lit. So I decided to go without the flash, So I used just the available light. So when it comes to the camera settings, I really had to bring down my shutter speeds. The shots, the photos were taken at 1/5 seconds, 1/3 seconds, 1/6 seconds. This really allowed me to manage my ISO and of course work within ISO 640, ISO 800, ISO 1000, and not go beyond that. I really don't think that I went anywhere beyond ISO 1000. Then when it comes to the aperture, I really wanted everything to be in focus. That's how it should be when it comes to the hotel photography. So I was shooting from anywhere f4, f5.6, f6.3, f6. I was making these adjustments depending on the kind of available lights in each of the room. Come with your tripod. You can't be shooting at 1/5 seconds in terms of the shutter speed and then be holding your camera in your hand. You can't do that because the photos are going to turn out blurry. So you need a tripod to mount your camera on. So have your camera on tripod and set your camera to timer. I used the 2 seconds timer. That way there will be any camera shake involved with me taking the actual shots. So the next thing is shoot from different angles. All right. So of course the first thing I have to do is to try as much as possible to get everything in the hotel in view. The focus is not just the bird. There are some rooms that you come into and the rooms will have something like a dining area, the rooms will have something like a reading table, the rooms will have something like a wardrobe. Shoot from different angles to actually bring this particular different aspects of the room into the photos that you'll be submitting. You have to keep an eye out for distractions. Have a discussion with the hotel management. Let them get their staff ready to clean the hotels, clear everywhere, dress up the beds, and keep everything neat and clean. This is, of course, the regular, right? But most times when you get into the actual rooms, you still see some distractions that you really need to be mindful of. When I was taking some of the rooms, I discovered that there were some rooms that had some provisions, bottled water, tray pan, sweets, and all those things. Of course, these are some of the things that the hotel provide to their guests, but being that I'm taking these particular professional photos, they are distractions. So sometimes I had to, take the shots, look at the shots I've taken, go in there, and then remove some of these particular items, take again, and then see that this particular one without this particular distracting items look quite better. Some of the rooms I walked in and I discovered that the marketing materials, the rules and regulations of the hotel, or the food menu, and so many other things were just littered all over the table. Some of them had up to 5 different marketing materials on the table. So I had to take some of these particular marketing materials out. If they were up to 5, I removed 4 and left just 1. That one is enough. Let it be a representation for every other one that they are likely to provide to their guests later on, right? So remove every distractions on the way. You should always take plenty photos while shooting few rooms. There's no way that you will go to photograph a hotel that you are going to take the entire rooms available in the hotels. No. What will always be obtainable is that you'll be photographing different categories of each hotel rooms that they have. But while you're photographing just few rooms, remember to take plenty pictures. I mean plenty pictures, because you don't want to come back and begin to wonder, oh, this particular thing is not this way, it's not good this way, this one was not well lit, this one. It's always good if you have very many pictures to select from when you are eventually choosing the ones to send to your clients. Now, the next thing is humanize the hotel. All hotels are selling their rooms, so as much as possible, bring in a face to it. For this particular session, we used a model. So have the model to be the guest. Just humanize what it is like to spend a night, to spend a day, to spend time at the hotel. So now let's talk about the tips for shooting videos. The first tip I want to talk about in shooting videos is the camera settings, of course. You're shooting the videos of the hotel, the rooms, the reception area, the different facilities they have, such as the gym, the interiors, and everything. So shoot at double the frame rate you are shooting at. So if you are shooting at 25 frames per second or 24 frames per second, let your shutter speed be 1/50. Then your aperture should be low. You want everything to be in focus, right? To shoot from f4, f5, f5.6, f6 where possible, while bearing in mind how well lit the room or the actual space you're photographing is. And of course, the ISO will be adjusted based on what scene you are shooting, okay? Shoot those videos where the model does not need makeup first. Now, what I mean by this is there are some stories you want to tell, and it is not right, it's not natural for the model to wear makeup there. So if you want to capture the room where the model is lying on the bed and is waking up from sleep and then is walking to the shower, it's very unnatural for the model to wear makeup. If the model is going to the gym to use the gym, it's very unnatural that the model should wear makeup. So those particular shots that don't require the model to wear makeup, take those shots first. To have the model appear in different scenarios, in different facilities of the hotel, capture the model in the bar, capture the model using the conference room, capture the model interacting with the receptionist. Shoot plenty videos of the hotel. It's always more profitable for you to have plenty footages to edit than coming back to your home studio to find out that you don't have enough footage to edit. So shoot plenty videos that will allow you to be creative when you are editing. Don't just focus on one place. Try to get different scenarios. Shoot wide, shoot narrow, get different things. Come from the model's left, come from the right, come from the front. Just get different things, because by the time that you are actually editing, you're going to notice that this is actually what makes the real difference. It's one thing that I actually learned, because there was this particular shot where as we were walking out to the next floor, the model was using the stairs, so I just had to capture her from both behind and from the front. So and when I was actually editing this particular video, it came in very handy because it was a good transition from that. Take for instance, the model was at the bar, and after using the bar, then the model decides to go to the rooftop to play game. If possible, shoot vertical. But if you can't shoot vertical, just compose your normal horizontal videos, compose it in such a way that you're able to crop them to vertical when you are editing. So since I knew that most of the final videos are going to appear in vertical format, I composed my shots to be fit for when I'm cropping during post-production. So these are the things that I would like to improve next time that I'm shooting for hotel. Number one thing is that, of course, I would like to shoot slow motion. Okay, it's always good to have the particular variety. So I would like to play with shooting slow motion. So next time I'm shooting, I will really try and do that. Okay, because there's always that particular point during the editing where you just wish that you were able to do that particular slow motion. So even if I don't shoot all the videos in slow motion, like the 60 frames per second, for instance, I'll try to shoot a few clips so that I will still have that particular flexibility to do something different when I'm finally editing. I would like to pay more attention to distractions. Remember, I told you about the hotel room photo that I took, only to discover that my assistant was peeping through the door. All right, so I am that's one thing. And of course, another thing I would really like to do is, if you are taking the interior, close the door. Close the door. I had the doors open in some of the rooms, but I discovered that the ones that I had the doors closed were looking better. Next thing I would like to do in future is to get very clear on what to shoot. Now, this was what happened. Before I went to the shoot, I had already discussed with the MD on everything that are going to be done, how many videos they want captured, how many photos delivered, and everything. So I went to the hotel on the date. I had it because the MD was not around at the time. I had a phone conversation with him. She directed me on what to do. I had the marketing people, the chief operating officer, the COO, all these people. I had a conversation with them, and they showed me the rooms that they want captured and everything. All right. Then I captured these 4 or 5 rooms, if I can remember correctly, only for the manager to come in later in the day and then say that some of those rooms that we captured were the older rooms. All right. It happened that they had some new rooms that they did the renovation on, and those rooms were what the MD wanted us to focus on. So I really had to, for the sake of relationship, I really had to go back and then began to retake some of these particular rooms. So if I had information from before, I wouldn't have gone through the whole step of photographing rooms that were not meant to photograph, right? So always get things right from the beginning. Have conversations and ask as many questions as you can. I would like to take more photos of the exteriors, take videos of the outside, and take videos of the outside facilities. So take as much photos as possible. Have varieties.